Peace and assalamu alaikum, everybody. I don't know. I think a lot of people might not like this book. First of all, pardon me, I know I look busted. I just got off work overnight, so I'm looking a hot mess. But so I'm almost finished with the with Rakim's Sweat the Technique, his autobiography, and it's actually I have like a little over 30 minutes, like 35 minutes to go, and I'm listening to the audiobook. Get back to that. But actually I give it like a 4.5 stars out of 5. I think it's pretty good. I like it a lot. I think he has a lot to, a lot of good advice, like, finding your purpose, finding inspiration to be great, like setting your limitations and, being certain that you have a moral compass, so you don't go too crazy and things like that. Like a lot of kind of stuff that Oprah talks about in her books, like when she brings experts in and all that kind of thing. So it was good. I liked it. And of course I am a biography buff, so I really I like all the little stories he has, and how different songs came about and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I didn't know he did a lot of like mixing and beats on his own. He gets in Eric B's joints. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. And also he talks some about, he talks a lot about his writing, which is like, the book is like a dual thing. So it's like an autobiography, but it's pertaining to his music also and his writing. And as a poet, and I used to perform a lot back in the day, as a poet, I can really dig where he was coming from, and I actually write in the same way that he writes, which I thought that was interesting. So yeah, I think it's really good. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. I think it's really good. I give it 4.5 out of 5. In saying that, I was a little teensy bit disappointed because I'm not one of those people. I don't idolize celebrities or whoever, you know what I mean? So I understand that we're all human, we're all flawed and all that sort of thing. But number one, I'm not impressed with his narration of his own stuff, honey. But in saying that, I also don't dig Toni Morrison's narrations, her readings of her own stories. Ooh, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? I don't like Toni Morrison's narrations, nor Terry McMillan's. I think they are horrible. God bless the dead. But Toni Morrison, the only way I can get through her books is if I actually read them. I cannot take the easy road and listen. Can't do it. I can't get past the first chapter. I can't get to the middle of the first chapter. And same with Terry McMillan. I think they're just so bad. Now, I have heard some people read their things and they're pretty good, but I don't know. I don't think it's the rule. I think it may be more of the exception. So, in saying that, yeah, okay. But boy, I don't think he liked punctuation or inflection. I'm sorry. I love me some Rakim. But the other thing that I found a little disappointing, but again, I'm from the hood, so I get it. I'm not just from the hood. I'm from an area where there are, or at least back in the 80s, a lot of 5%ers. So, in saying that, I think I'm a bit disappointed that religious aspect, first of all, it's not Islam. He keeps calling it Islam. It's not Islam. Now, Islam has a whole, but there's a hadith that say in the last days there are going to be 73 different sects of Islam. But 5% Nation is not Islam. And Brother Rakim clearly knows nothing about the Quran that he be trying to like pull from, because it's like simple, basic 096 type stuff where he just ain't understanding. So I wish he would stop trying to pull that card. But you know, when he was talking about somebody called him out, wrote him a letter saying like, you know, I really dig your work, I respect you, brother, but the Quran does not say that we are gods, and it does not. And so he said he eventually read through the Quran because he was looking for proof that this is what's said in the Quran. And then the surah, the chapter that he talks about, it means nothing. This is what I'm saying. This whole concept of cognitive dissonance, yo. It's not what it says. And if I know he's intelligent. He can certainly read. But the ayat, the verses themselves tell you, the verse that he used to say that must mean that we God. That's not what it says. When the angels, he was talking about the ayats where, you know, Allah created Adam and the angels asked, like, will they bring, you know, bloodshed in the earth? And Allah said, I know what you know not. He didn't talk about the bloodshed part. He talked about the answer, which was, I know what you know not. And then he, some kind of a way, don't get me the line, came up with, that's because, what else could that mean but that we're gods? Or that we're God or whatever. But it was an answer to a question, and the question that it answered was, will they bring, you know, bloodshed and stuff in the earth? And allow, because the angels had no concept of the bullshit that humans do. Who knew? You know what I'm saying? And so you know, Allah was just like, you wouldn't even understand it if I told you. You ever, like, when you were a child, you ask your mama or daddy something, and they be like, you don't even get it, so they don't need for us to talk about it because you just won't understand. It was that. Did not say. Now, me personally, I have my own ideas and understanding about that whole term God. I do not believe that Allah is God. I believe Allah is the creator. I think that's two different things, because we can make and do make any and everything a God. It's just crazy. The reason I say it was a teensy bit disappointed, because I'm like, come on, Ra, but it's because I can totally understand when a teenager or 20-something gets involved with the you know, 5% Nation. But, and wallah, I'm saying this with the utmost respect, 5%, just like Jehovah's Witnesses, to me, is can so easily be dismantled. Like, truly, it only makes sense by their own lessons. Like, you can't bring true science or anything into it, and, you know, it still makes sense. It just can't. First of all, I had another YouTube channel. I think I deleted it. But I had done a video in there talking about this dude I knew who was a 5%er back in the day, and he used to just like be coming for me. And I was like, not digging him like that. But he just kept like hounding me so much, like over, I don't know, months or a year or something like that. I finally gave him my number, And he called me, but I wasn't digging him like that. So he got really angry with me, and he's like, yo, you better recognize God when he's talking to you, or something like that. And so I found that comical. And I said, I see God every time I look in the mirror. And he like kind of lost his shit, you know what I'm saying? And so I told the story, and I was saying, I don't have a problem with people saying, you know, what their God or God is, but I don't think it has to do with because you got some little dangly thing swinging between your legs. You know what I'm saying? It's, to me, it is a state of being. You know, the way we just throw around, oh, my king and my queen and all this, that's just some stuff that insecure people throw around and try to make themselves feel good, in my opinion. Okay, my opinion. But so one of the people who commented on that video was upset, it seemed, and he was like, a woman can't be a woman. He said something like, a woman can't be God, only a man can be a God because a man could tame a tiger. And my response was, well, a woman can tame a man. So, but stuff like that makes zero sense to me, like zero. And that would just, if you could tame a tiger, that would just mean that you have skills to tame a tiger. How's all of a sudden, if this whole God concept is saying that, you know, you are the creator or like the creator, if you're a God, how come you, if you're a God, you have to be better than your creation, no? So, like, you can't outrun a cheetah, let alone push out a baby. You know what I'm saying? So it would seem, it makes more sense to me, more logical to me, that if any human species was going to be God, then it would be the woman, because we just hold every fucking thing down, first of all. But I mean, again, we give birth. Yes, we have to have sperm in order for the egg to be fertilized, in order to create a being. That was the creator's smart, well, intelligence, wisdom, I should say. Because otherwise, child, we were like, go on over there and let me do what I gotta do. But you have to have the man and the woman for that, of course. But when it comes to creation, and I'm not one of those people who believe like the baby is the woman, that's a crock to me, because again, the child belongs to both of us. We both made the child. But when you're talking about creating or making the child, it's all on the woman. Come on. Like, everything we eat, drink, feel, believe, think, smell, everything goes into the creation of this child. Now, again, the wisdom of the creator has so much of the man too into that child, because, you know, the chromosomes and all that. Why am I digressing? Anyway, Rakim. So yeah, I'm like a little disappointed that at, you know, 50 something, whatever it is, that he's still on that. Because I mean, if a person does all the studying that he says he does, I think that reading is far different from studying. I'm not saying that this is him. This is just my opinion. Relax. But to me, there is a huge difference in reading versus studying. And, you know, gathering information versus becoming knowledgeable. I think people throw that whole word, that terminology, knowledge, and knowledge itself and all that around so frivolously, but it has very little substance to it. So yeah, so some of the things that he was saying, I was just like, don't make no sense at all, brother. But you know, I wonder if he is open to actually getting knowledge. Like a lot of people, a lot of the times we read in order to gather information to validate what we already think, rather than being open to learning and being educated. I don't know. So anyway, so those things, you know, like I said, you know, I've been Muslim for a very long time, and I by far don't know, I don't know nothing, but I know the Quran, I know Islam, and the brother just don't know. But in saying that, he is still dope with the lyrics. Oh, the other thing too, and again, just being from where I'm from, North New Jersey, again, I grew up around all this Protestant nation. I used to live in Wellsburg back in the 80s, so I was like studying the lessons with everybody else and all that kind of thing. But I don't know, they just don't seem deep to me. It's like the Nation of Islam, who, anybody who knows me know I have crazy respect for the NOI, because that is my foundation. My parents were with the Nation. My dad actually was from Temple 25. If you've watched the Netflix Malcolm documentary, you know why I'm sighing. Especially my daddy was an FOI lieutenant. Anyway, but it's the same with the Nation of Islam and with Farrakhan. Farrakhan, y'all, I'm sorry. I have so much respect for Minister Farrakhan. He's an elder. I think he does a lot of, you know, good for black people, the whole, you know, the black culture and all that kind of thing. But I just don't think he's deep at all. He's just really not. He don't come with too much Islam either. I mean, what you want me to say? I don't know. They just not deep like that. And so, but when people don't, you know, when people aren't aware of things themselves, you know, you can talk all kind of, you can say little stuff and it seems like it's something. Come on, y'all, let's do it. So yeah, but all in all, overall, I really, really, really like the book. I think it's dope that he wrote it, that he did it, and I really think everybody should check it out. It's good. But you know, don't go into it maybe with like idolatry on your mind, because you could be misled with certain things. Oh, that's the other thing I was gonna say when I mentioned about, you know, Wellsburg and being around cats, God bodies. He went into this whole thing about mathematics, which sounds dope and all that kind of thing, but I was just unimpressed. Like, now what? Like, I don't know, I just feel like cats throw all these things around and mean nothing. It means nothing. It has no real consequence. What does it have to do with the community? What is it doing for you and your family? Not Rakim, I mean generally speaking. What is it doing for you and your family? What is it doing? You know, you hear cats, especially dudes who've been locked up and stuff, they come out talking about the art of war. And what is that? The 48 laws of I forget. What is it? I know you know. The 48 laws of whatever. They have a few number of laws. I can't remember which one. But they come out, you know, talking all this stuff, and they're just like rambling and ranting, and it means nothing. You know what I mean? I don't know why people, street cats, get so turned on. I just don't. by that. I don't understand it. That don't mean anything because I don't understand it. I'm just saying I don't understand it. Like, it doesn't make sense. Again, I understand the love of numbers. I understand the love of number science. But again, now what? If cats run all of that and they still getting high, still getting drunk, still dropping babies here and there, still are not settled, still are not growing intellectually, if you still spitting the same stuff that you was spitting when you were 21 and now you're 51, 61, in my opinion, you just wasted a hell of a lot of life, bro, sis. But that's my opinion. I know some of y'all might be pissed off at me right now. My apologies, it was not my intention. I just really wanted to talk about my opinion about this book, like I talk about my opinion about books any other time. So, yeah, let me know if you read it and what you thought. If you agree, disagree, be nice. Don't try to cuss me out because I will cuss you back out. Trust. Anyway, peace.